Started. Awesome. So we're gonna make this a bit more of a casual stream here. Mostly because we're gonna be focusing on a little bit of Windows 98 stuff. We'll go ahead and bring up the hub. So really get down to business. Some chat. Oh, that's fun. See where we're at. Wait to see folks show up. We'll put a little bit of background music in, I suppose. There we go. Just really set the mood a little bit. Oh, is that right? I gotcha. Well, maybe you might want to do that. We'll see. But anyway, Sam, yeah, welcome to the stream. Let me know how audio levels are. Again, I had to kind of reconstruct this yet again, moving from the Dreamcast over to the PC. So if anything sounds a little off or levels seem a little blah, let me know. There might be some background noise from TV and wood stove, but just in terms of general levels, just let me know. But as of right now, welcome to the Voodoo 5 experience. That's what we have going on right now. And what I kind of want to go over today is some of the options that we have with tinkering with the card and finding some ideal settings to really get the most out of it. Because I think that's sort of the area that we're in right now with the Voodoo 5, is that this isn't a card that's just out of the box going to blow all games away. That's not what this guy is. This is a card that is going to heavily enhance glide and probably up to about 2000, maybe 2001 OpenGL games for the most part. Anything that doesn't require an extensive use of advanced OpenGL extensions. And then moderate Direct 3D support up to Direct 3D 7 or DirectX 7. Maybe DirectX 8, depending on the driver that you use. And then performance, probably ideally sitting around the 800 by 600 or 1024 by 768 area. Let's, though, go through some of the options we have here. So we're using the last reference driver for the Voodoo 5. With that, it gives us, in theory, look kind of what I did on basic research, was the most stable or expected performance across the board without getting into very specific changes to either. I think this driver has some beta support for OpenGL 1.2 extensions, but doesn't go much further than that. Other ones try to expand MinGW. MinGL. The miniaturized GL library that would support Glide, or Glide would support for other games or other performance tweaks. I wasn't really willing to go that far, so we're sticking with the latest reference. First of all is anti-aliasing. Most of the settings you can choose between Direct 3D or OpenGL in terms of what you want to have active. For a while, I was playing around with like force sample anti-aliasing, but I think I was actually getting some slowdown as a result. So I'm going to try to go back to factory default with that, or at least fastest performance, see how that goes. You'll see references to AA demo key. And so what this allows you to do is it's actually an anti-aliasing demo key. So if I were to say if I was showing this off to someone, I could have a single keyboard key I could press to enable and disable anti-aliasing on the fly. So I could be like, look at the difference of using the 3DFX Voodoo experience. Click, 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 so on and so forth. So that's kind of what we get there. General info, what we got here. So like I said, we got the 3DFX Voodoo 5500. Everything's pretty expected here. This is going to be bone stock, 166 megahertz clock. I'm not sure in terms of BIOS version if this is where this lands in terms of BIOS version. Both chips are detected. Full 64 megs of memory are detected. So that's pretty well expected. The driver themselves, this should be the latest reference, like I said. So this would be November 21st, 2000, version number, all of that. And then generic monitor here, plug and play. I don't have any monitor drivers installed or anything. If you ever messed around with some of the earlier Voodoo cards, this panel looked fairly familiar. It's just being able to customize some RGB settings, contrast, brightness for rendering modes, overlays, as well as desktop. And then finally we get into really I think kind of the meat and potatoes of what it's going to take to actually tweak this card to get it performing at its peak. That's going to be all the advanced features. First of all, I have no idea what AGP command first in first out is. A specific AGP command FIFO setting allows your Windows operating system to determine the best AGP command FIFO setting based on the level of AGP support provided by your system. Windows detects 4X, for example, it can set the Voodoo cards command accordingly. You can also disable if your system experiences any difficulties with the enabled. May not support 2X or 4X. Make sure your computer's CMOS settings. And I think this system in of itself is 2X. So I might go to auto detect here. Refresh optimization. Let's see what this is all about. Optimizes screen refresh with your video card for increased performance. You may see slight display problems at high resolutions, 32-bit color. So I'm not sure. We might leave that alone right now, but if that looks like something interesting to try out later, we might. That's another aspect of a lot of the Glide-specific games, is that because of the support for the earlier Voodoo cards, many of the Glide rendering options still default to 16-bit color, even though the Voodoo 5 supports 32-bit color depth. So that's really where the strength of the card is anyway, but that becomes a limiting factor because like I think the Voodoo 3 had some sort of in-between color depth options at beyond 16-bit, but never like a full 32-bit. So that's a caveat here. And then I think Direct 3D and actually OpenGL Glide has more options, but Direct 3D, I'm honestly not as worried about this right now because the things I want to try are not Direct 3D dependent necessarily. OpenGL and Glide. 3D filter quality. Let's see here. Filtered by average pixel values. Selecting high option will average more pixels than normal option, resulting smoother but blurrier image, while normal gives you normal sounds good. I'm not looking for sharpness is option here. I'm not going to do the demo key. Sharper sounds good. Anti-aliasing, let's go fastest performance. And again, a lot of that just because I was facing those performance hitches with like Turok 2. So maybe anti-aliasing was really biting me there, I'm not sure. Let's see here. Depth, precision. Setting provides produce more visual defects. Let's go fast. Let's see how fast we can make this card, eh? The most important glide splash screen is enabled. Should be. Sometimes it doesn't show up. Don't know why. Legacy texture compression. Enables an OpenGL extension for compressing legacy textures to a particular format. Probably more effective use of texture memory may increase performance. Sure, sounds fine. 4 16-bit textures. Why? So they don't have a what's up, but I don't think we need to do that right now. Level of detail bias. Let's see here. Changes level of detail bias used for mip mapping. Either add or subtract a bias, making textures appear either sharper or blurrier. Suspect the depth precision might impact Z fighting on geometry. Okay. And don't you think that Z fighting would be the artifacts that they claim would be coming up, possibly? Let's see, and I put this towards sharpest image. Let's do best performance. Yeah, I want to see how fast frame rate wise we can get going with this. Allows you to limit the number of pending swap buffers. A higher number of pending swap buffers can slow a system's response to input, as all pending swap buffers are processed before the system proceeds to the next operation. Higher swaps lead to higher frame rates, but may result in increasing latency waiting for the card to actually draw the frame. Let's pick a middle ground here of 2, and we'll see what input latency looks like. Map dithering. Enabling dithering would cause hardware to blend between pairs of map levels, produce a full continuum of texture levels, results in smoother texturing. However, this can also decrease performance because dithering cannot be multi-textured. Oh yeah, we'll keep that disabled then. We're fine. I will eat some artifacts right now just to see how fast we get this guy going. Force. I had force on there. Let's do software controlled on that. Let's not force 32-bit. Triple buffering. Enable triple buffering will allocate a third frame buffer. This frame buffer will increase performance by enabling hardware to render the same time as the application performs other tasks. However, the additional frame buffer requires this use of video memory. Could otherwise be used for storing textures. We'll see how enabling goes right now. VSync, I think I've disabled. Yep. Guard band clipping. What is guard band clipping? Don't know. Okay. Well, these are the options we're going to go with. Alright. So, let's start off the night with a known gem. That's going to be Turok 1. Look at this little 3FX logo. And by the way, Sam, if you see like a keyboard shortcut or something for enabling FPS or something, certainly let me know. Might even look that up real quick. Let's see here. Oh, you can increase the frame rate apparently too. Interesting. Use with digital rendering hardware and software design to minimize the amount of clicking performed. Okay. So, alright, so we're using, basically this is version 1 of Turok, version 1 of the 3DFX DLL that comes with this. We're running at 640 to 480. I turned off ignore V blanks. Stereo, sample frequency is alright. I've already set the controls to be something similar to WSAD. Start it. Hey! Instead of flipping polygons that extend out viewpoint, polygons are only clipping past the background. I see. I see. Alright. Beautiful. Turok. Options, you got volume controls basically. And some analog controls. So let's go ahead and start the game. And we're in Turok. F1 do anything? Nope. F2 do anything? Nope. F3 do anything? Nope. F4 do anything? Nope. 5? 6? Does tilde do anything? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I see I got some tearing there. That's probably just without having VSync on. Whoops a daisy. Oh, I mean, it runs fast, frame rate wise, for sure. You can also limit the frame rate in as a argument for the executable. I have to double check what my refresh rate is on the monitor, but that'd probably be what I need to look at. Let's check. I see what capacities for that. Interesting. Kind of want a little more music volume on that. Okay. Look how impressive Turok is. I am now Turok. Turok has a gun. Bang, bang. But I think it's going to be a little bit before we get to any place in Turok. It's going to be super challenging. That's what I was kind of asking before is, hey, if you happen to see a keystroke or an option I can pass to view the frame rate of Turok, I would love to know, because I do not know. I haven't seen any obvious options. It'd be helpful to know. Yes, otherwise we're just sort of guesstimating what we're looking at frame rate wise. I got a level 2 key. I suspect it's probably a argument passed with the launcher, because there are a few. There's at least max frame rate is one that you can pass to at least cap frame rate. also not aware if there's like a default max frame rate if you don't provide that option. I just don't know enough about the game in that regard. But also considering the age of the game, because this is what, 1997? I had some sort of stutter there of some kind. It was loading something. It's running pretty well for whatever version of the renderer this is running. So if I recall correctly, actually, I don't know for sure. Oh, we got shoddy. Turok forums. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, except the FOV. Cool. Yeah, but it might be the same options too, so it's like max frame rates there. Let's try frame rate. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and quit. And then here, properties. Like that was just frame rate. Let's try it. Fix. Oh yeah, bango bango baby. Go. That's a pretty good frame rate. I mean, considering the draw distance is so short in this too. There's a pistol up there. Get that pistol. I found a secret. Pistol early. Tilda is. Oh, that's what Tilda does. Okay. So this runs at a good frame rate, but again, this is 640 or 480 with this kind of draw distance on a game from 1997. So, I mean, take from it what you will. To a dinosaur. I did it. Just like the game said I could. So yeah, that's a pretty, again, 200. I don't know what the right number is supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be like an average, but I don't know exactly what that's trying to tell me, especially because like the upper limits are so crazy looking. I forgot you have to like explicitly save at save points in this. That's why I can't just save on the fly. Also disappointed Rage Wars or Turok 3 did not... Well, actually, Turok 3 did make it to the PC. They just did a remaster recently. Recently-ish. But, like, in the more original form, it never really made it to the PC like 1 and 2 did. Well, I'm assuming the left number is the real-time frames per second happening. The right number, I'm not sure. Again, I thought it was going to be like an average or something at first, but it doesn't seem to be really operating like that either. Rawr. Chick, chick. Rawr. Chick, chick. Bang. Throwing nades at me? Bang. And then everyone's favorite part, platforming. Yeah. And what's really challenging about this game in particular is the FOV is really strange. That's something that should be adjusted. But anyway, that's Turok 1. We got a baseline, an idea of what frames per second could look like on this card with some sort of glide driver. So let's move on. To Turok 2. And this will be a little more of an interesting candidate because we have lots of resolutions we can mess with. And overall, I mean, it's a more impressive game, too. So, you know. Here. Just frame rate. Let's see what you got, Captain. I think this is set up pretty close to where I was at before. This should be 640 or 480, I think. Hey, I showed it for this. It didn't do that before. Well, how about that? How about that? Not sure what those hitches were exactly, but they were there. Boom, jump on in, shall we? And for whatever reason, I found on the PC version here, there's always a delay in the dialogue.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the Lost Land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task of guiding you on your quest to stop the Primogen.
Track. Yeah. So, if you ever have the cinematics going at a faster frame rate...
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon.
Or I don't know
the
what
elders
I'm
of the
about, because it keeps on
The
restarting.
Primogen seeks to destroy the 5 energy totems that keep him imprisoned within the wreck of the port of Ardia.
This isn't like a burnt copy either. This is like fresh off the CD.
Greetings, Turok. In the hills surrounding the city, the battle wages on. Stragglers are hunted down ruthlessly. Dinosaurs are genetically engineered dinosaur hybrids. They are utterly evil and very dangerous. Though they do the Primogen's bidding, the dinosaurs have a more sinister and personal agenda of their own: to see humankind wiped from the face of the earth.
Your objectives are as follows.
Activate 3 distress beacons.
Rescue the children, Turok.
Activate the warp portals.
Protect the pillar at all costs. So yeah, so starting at this resolution, 80 frames, man, that's pretty good. So what is a CUR for frames per second? It might. It's kind of a guess. Though we're not here to fix audio issues with Turok 2 today. Though fixing the FOV would be really nice. Alright, so we got this, right? So we got, if I'm standing here at 85.3, we got some fire effects in the background. It's actually pretty rock solid. Okay. So I can actually save. So we're going to exit the windows. Now let's mess with our performance a little bit. So first of all, before anything else, demos, get the game, screen grabs. There's enable hardware mixing, that might be interesting. Let me go to So we'll do a couple things here. One, we're going to enable hardware mixing. That might also resolve our sound issues. That'll enable hardware sound mixing. Secondly, if I can go into some program files, I want the config file here. We all kinds of stuff set off there. That's not what I'm looking for though. There's support chipsets, all kinds of good ones. Oh, there's command line. Initialization, here's a 3D. That's not what I'm looking for, not what I'm looking for. I want to know how configs work. Because I think the config file can have to set commands. It's by light config, integrated config. Data, high res. Actually, okay, so I think that might be an INI change I can make too. So we got system variables. Let's do FOV. Let's do 90. So that's step one. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was like looking at, and I saw some variables. I wasn't sure if I could do it in game or not. But yeah, the FOV really needs to be changed in that game. So go to options now. Video. That's what we have at the moment. Properties gives us a few more options. So we're running at 640 at 480, 70 hertz. But let's take up to 1024 with 768 at 70 hertz. Do a test. It does like a triangle rendering. Actually does that now first. So I guess whatever settings I changed on the video card settings, now the logo does its thing. So cool. I'll take it. Also, kind of a weird thing I found with it was in running 3D Mark before. The card seemed to perform better overall at higher resolutions. Like, not, like, it wasn't like just higher you go, the better it gets, but like, there's a particular threshold of low resolution that the cards seem to not run very well at. Just with, I guess, thing as all DirectX though. But still, like, once you hit like 800 by 600, the game ran a lot better. So let's see how our cinematic works now with hardware audio mixing, in theory. And you can see already, like, I'm running 1024 by 768, and the frames per second are significantly improved. So I don't think we were getting 125 here. Were we before? Yeah, that's not fixed. That's all I cared about. Okay, so we're getting like 85 when we were around here before. Now we get like 98. Like that. No, I am not using that capture card at all. Actually, that one continued to not work, and the options were going to be to either send it off to get repaired or not use it. So we're not using it. This is my old capture setup as always.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the lost land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task. Distress beacon activated.
The sound is so jacked up. I don't know. I don't know what causes that, man. Yeah, it's because I activated the distress beacon, so that triggered voiceover sound or whatever, and whatever is wrong with it, it's just shuffling through.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the lost land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task. Distress beacon act pistol.
I hear the children. Do you hear them? The children need our help. No, this is just fresh off the CD install. Oh, jeez. Get off. Evil things. Oops. Evil dinosaurs. Ooh, is that a headshot? No, it was not. It was not.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the Lost Lands, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task distress beacon. Actisto.
Oh, crap, 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 crap. How am I missing you? Oh! Ugh. Just keep hitting you. Flares, lighting engine. Go. Bullets. Let's dance. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, this is the power of the Voodoo 5, what it can do for you. Open that door, yep. Sure did. Just remember, oblivion is at hand.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the Lost Land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task distress beacon. Flashlight.
Headshot. Don't worry, kid, we'll get you. I know. This sounds all jacked up. I know. Turok, help. Hi. 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 Whoops. You fell one. Boom. Save the children, not the British children. Save the children, but not the British children. Chick, chick.
Thank you, Turok.
You're welcome. Thank you, Turok.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the Lost Land, known as the Lazarus Concordance,
Hey,
have charged
Turok,
me with
listen.
the task distress beacon. Child rescued.
You know, if you just shuffle through all of them, you're bound to get to the right one. Let's get a headshot, baby. Let's get a headshot. Crap, that's not a headshot. Not a headshot. Let's dance. Don't dance. Ugh. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I thought you were savage. I thought you were a savage. I'm a savage. I am the savage. Sorry, I dropped my arrows on the floor. Let me pick up them arrows. Floor shot. I guess I gotta start using bullets because they're like dropping them. Hang on. Bullets. Very un-Batman-like. I would say the bow and arrow, at least on PC, a lot more fun. Ah. Okay, hang on. I hit a switch. Pardon. Just give me a second. Hang on, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. Thank you. Arrows. I want my arrows back. Hang on. Headshot. Yeah. Yeah, that one. That's what we wanted. That's the reaction we were looking for. Yay. It is very Turok. And a bow and arrow headshot is very satisfying. You know, I knew they were there. I couldn't make it any better. Sweet, got my arrows back. You are not Turok. You are not Turok. You are not Turok. Hi, cover. Just jump an arrow. Scorpion launcher. Cerebral bore is very Turok. Oh man, whoever came up with that weapon has to be just proud. Like a proud daddy. I'm hunting dinosaurs. I'm hunting dinosaurs. Hunted. Oh. Good call, wall. Thank you. Let's go see what's in this hole. Plush down over there sticking out. The hand hurts. Now your leg hurts.
I am Turok!
I am Turok. Yeah. I missed all of it. Oh well. I am missing un-Turok-like. That's more Turok-like. I have to get my arrows back. Give me my arrows. Quit bleeding on my arrows. Oh no! Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon. I was getting my arrows back. Thank you. How rude. Yeah, that's it. get your attention? Sweet headshot. Why do they give me clips? I don't understand. I'm confused. I have arrows. Oh, shotgun. Okay, that makes more sense. B probably didn't blow up the barrel right away, recognizing I probably need to jump on it. Now blow it up. Oh, now blow it up. Those barrels are also hard to hit. What can I say? Thank you. Ah! Ah! This game is so much easier to play on the PC also. Ugh. Quiet. You ducked. That's what happened. Yeah, ducked again. Oh, really good at ducking. So good at ducking. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh, ow. Hello, my name is da 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 da. Children are beacon activated.
Greetings, Turok.
That's
I
it.
am Adon. The elders of the Lost Lands, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task distress beacon activated.
Hang on. Arrow, 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 arrow. There you go. Thank you. I was looking at these. Because now I get to be Turok.
I am Turok!
Now I am the Turok. I'm hunting rabbit. I'm hunting rabbit. Oh no. The arrows hurt too much. Yeah, you fell. Yeah, I got mouse keyboard now, baby. Excuse me. Oh. Ah. There's the other distress beacon thingy ding hoopananny. And soon we will all Turok. No! Ah! You bleed funny. Ah! Dinosaurs! In a dinosaur hunting game? Bam! Part of the mission's done. Sha sha sha. Now we're playing with power.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the lost land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task Distress Beacon. Mission accomplished.
Shouldn't stop moving. That's your fault. Oh, that's a paddling. That's a paddling. Oh. I missed. Damn. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I was gonna get one up on him, like, aha. Not angry. Ow. You got arrows in you. It's back. Everyone trying to beat up on old Turok. Well, now we gotta use the shotgun. Pardon. I don't want to waste the barrels.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the lost land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task
There we go.
Distress Beacon.
That feels Turok.
Mission shotgun.
Mission shotgun. Yep, I accept that. I believe that is going to be Oblivion. Oh. I'll go get my arrows later. Let's see what's in the Oblivion lands. Turok, Turok, Turok.
Greetings, Turok. I am Adon. The elders of the lost land, known as the Lazarus Concordance, have charged me with the task. Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
So that's Turok. It wasn't Oblivion, it was just help. Here's some more help. Alright. Next up is an OpenGL game. One that we are all very, very familiar with. Quake 3. And I actually have to see how we show frames per second in Quake 3. Okay. Yeah, hang on, we'll do it. Program files. Quake 3 Arena. Okay. and show what we're using right now. Go to system. We're using this NFGL driver. Though I see this one made me wonder a little bit, seeing the 32 megs SD RAM here. Is it only using one chip in this mode? Or is it just saying like it's using the SLI2 per chip, so it's 32 megs per chip or something? I don't know exactly what that's all about. But we're at 32-bit texture quality. Everything's kind of maxed out, 1024 by 768 right now. We'll go back to introduction. And see if it shows our frames per second. It does.
Welcome to Quake 3 Arena.
Detail on the models ain't great.
Crash. Jump here to reach the armor. A gladiator's goal is to enter the portal to frag combat.
Yeah,
zones.
texture quality is not good.
Let Crash win this. You have taken the lead. 3 frags left. 2 frags left.
I'll increase texture quality, but probably don't, I guess.
1 frag left. You win. Accuracy. Perfect.
So let's go back to our setup. Vertex lighting. Let's go to default. See if that gets us any better. Yeah, the textures are still looking pretty poopy.
Welcome to Quake 3 Arena. Walk over an item to enter the portal to begin combat.
See if that makes a difference.
Crash. I wonder if there's other tweaks I can do on the driver's side, or... Jump here to reach the armor.
Yeah, just texture quality in Quake 3 looks kind of...
Hunt Crash to win this arena. You have taken the lead. Three frags left. 2 frags left.
Maybe because it's using 16-bit textures.
One frag left.
That's weird. Like even the crosshair is like invisible most of the time. Something's up with how Quake 3 is configured right now. I don't know. It's very much potato mode.
Accuracy. Perfect.
But that's at least where Quake 3 is at right now. It definitely plays, but I think there's some tweaking that has to be done. It looked better with some other tweaks I had on the video card before. So whatever's happening with OpenGL is heavily impacted by what I'm doing there. Because I had higher quality textures before, and it ran a lot slower actually, but it ran. Let me grab Unreal Tournament real quick. So, yeah, be right back. Yeah, back. Yeah, it might be a different OpenGL driver that's needed. I used the one that came packed with the actual driver set here. You basically copy and paste the OpenGL driver that came with a reference driver package. I think you rename it, and then that's what's loaded up. But even then, like, with different settings I had set on 3DFX tools, it did not look like that potato mode when I tried it last time. So I think it's just things I tweaked there. It impacted it, obviously. So that's kind of where Quake 3's at. So it can be done. It can be tweaked. It's just... yeah. That's where it's at, man. Well, what would be the ideal OpenGL driver for Quake 3? So to give you kind of a reference where some of the conversation goes here, Sam. You kind of start seeing conversations like that, especially with the archival sort of searching of what is best. You get things between either the included driver, Wicked GL, and then there's, it's like Meta FX, I think it's called. It's another OpenGL driver that's used sometimes. It really depends. This might be a good instance to where Wicked GL might be good for just Quake 3. And then I just leave that in the Quake 3 directory, and it becomes a very hands-on experience with setting up the games with this graphics card, just because I'm not using DirectX. And I'm in an environment to where OpenGL is not a first-class citizen, and Glide definitely is not. That's kind of where that's at, man. In terms of the most graphically impressive games, I mean, you can get to some of the hacky sort of implementations, like with getting Doom 3 running, or excuse me, basically other OpenGL-esque games running through Glide's minimal support, and that's all fine and good. Well, it's kind of what I'm interested in is not necessarily the highest fidelity or the most performance pushing game, but just what looks really nice and runs really good on this card. Turok I'm happy with. I didn't think I'd have too much trouble with Turok, and in the past we were running with the Voodoo 3. Yeah, we'll get to Divine Divinity after Unreal Tournament. Divine Divinity has an issue to where when I was running it before, it would crash with some sort of C++ redistributable package error, and sound would just hang, and I would have to hard boot the system. So we will get to that. I don't look forward to that, but we will get to that. But besides that, yeah, Divine Divinity looks fine. Looks good. It looks like of the era CRPG game. And it's probably the closest I would get to be able to try a Neverwinter Nights-like experience and graphical fidelity kind of game on the Voodoo 5. The CPU upgrade might help with that quite a bit, actually. Because right now I'm running at 700 megahertz. Yeah, it's 700 megahertz chip I have in the desktop here. So jumping it to 1.1 gigahertz, you know, that'd be a pretty significant boost, and that's getting much closer to what Neverwinter Nights expects, at least from a CPU standpoint. And then it's either running software rendering or just whatever DirectX support it can do, and it'll look very potato-y. Besides that, you have Diablo 2, which never looks very different with whatever you use. Oh, yeah. 1 second on that. I couldn't find it right away, but I actually had a slot kit experiment I did before with a Celeron processor. That was like, in theory, you could cut a pin, bridge some things on the chip, things like that. And I believe I have a heatsink on that still. So I'd probably be using that. I can't recall if the slot kit itself is still any good, because that might have had some modding too when I was trying to get it to work. But, yeah. So, I am 90% sure I have a heatsink and fan on hand here that will fit that. Otherwise, it should be pretty trivial to get one. Thought I had it back there, but it's buried amongst the parts. That was a that was a bit of a gamble. I was like, you know what? We're going to just butcher up this Celeron chip, and we're going to see if we can get it to run on my desktop for a cheapo upgrade. And it did not work. No, sir. So that's always good times. But I believe Unreal Tournament out of the box should have some kind of glide support here, if I recall correctly. We just gotta wait for it to install, because I just never installed it on here. Yeah, it's probably the only bummer of like this motherboard in particular. It's really nice because it's got a lot of expansion slots. The integrated sound is actually really good, and it matches up really well with something like Final Fantasy VII. It's got an AGP slot that works with a lot of the weird Voodoo stuff. And it's a fun platform just with slot 1. The only downside is that it doesn't have the 133 megahertz frontside bus support. If it had that, then, I mean, it'd be off to the races. I wish it was something that would be like, what was it, some of the other Intel chips where you basically had power management on a separate module, where you had jumpers and things you can work with, or have something on the chip itself you could modify. A few more options, so if you had an older board or a given motherboard, you weren't going to be so strapped with what chips you could use. Things like that. And of course, because I didn't keep... Well, actually, when I got this board, this was a board from Free Geek. So I never had the Dell case like you have with yours. I never had to worry about like a vent for the CPU or anything like that. It was always just, is what it is. Plug in whatever. Excuse me, go nuts. That sort of thing. But yeah, I think Unreal Tournament here will probably be the last known. Well, we could do this. We could check out Madden 2000 as well. Or sorry, excuse me. Madden 2002. That was one I tried that... I don't know if it was using Glide. It might be using OpenGL. But it looked really good running. So, do that. And it might be using Glide, actually. But yeah, it looked really good. So, run that to show how that runs. And then jump into Divine Divinity. Just because if something poops out on it, then at least that's the last thing it would be running. What poops out, something like that. And again with UT, so it should be something that's not too hard to get some sort of frame rate measurement. All right, let's go ahead and play. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. light. I don't have Croc, but that's a good option.
In 2291, in an attempt to control violence,
Audio works as expected. That's good. Preferences. So we're looking at 640 or 480. Definitely up 768, please. Yeah, we'll keep that. High. Brightness is good. Show decal. Show dynamic lighting. Okay. Game. And we can see what happens with. I'll do one button flash. We'll see what happens with 16-bit versus 32-bit. Since we should be able to do both. Fire's good. Space is good. We don't walk in our military. How do you show FPS? Stat FPS. Okay. We'll do that. Hail, Iron Guard, Steel Average, that's fine. We'll face Blake. Alright, I have frames per second down below. Theory.
First blood.
I mean, it runs smooth. Let's just, yeah. This runs great. This game's awesome. This works great. The end. Now that gives me what I want in terms of frame rates. It's giving me at least frames being drawn. This game's so good. Now I am Turok. I'm Turok now.
Killing spree.
Yay. Shock rifle, rah, rah, rah. Yay. Yay! Great, with all the weapons. A cavalcade of weapons. 16-bit colors. Let's go. Oh, I guess this driver's only gonna do 16-bit. Alright. That's UT. Pretty rock solid, dude. And again, it's one of those games where probably without a different renderer driver, you're probably gonna get 16-bit color because that's how it was on Voodoo until the 5. Or that's the Voodoo 4 would also have 32-bit support, I believe. Yeah, I know it's not Croc, and I don't have Croc. I do not own Croc. That's one of those things. But does this run without disc? Damn. No, I guess not. Let me get Madden. Yeah, you're just like, I am Tour Croc. Wait, this is not Tour Croc. But we do some Madden. Madden 2000. This works on the glides. And I got my Sidewinder controller. Just for the occasion. See graphics mode. Standard. Yep. Madden 2000. 2002, actually. No, no. Matchmaking ain't gonna work anymore. Heads up.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Game time begins, taking tackle the challenge, crash, course, collision, head-to-head battle with 11 opposing components, battered up, adrenaline rush, ready to get it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Madden 2002. Let's go to settings, right? Let's go to system settings. All this going on, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna bump this down to 68. I think we're fine with that. And that's bolt loopy. Practice. Using the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, we'll go with, like, say, Proform. And do a tighten out route.
Right! Set! Hut! Right! Set! Hut!
That's basically what it's going to look like.
Right! Set! Hut!
We're just going to go for it.
Right! Set!
terms of what renderer it's using, it's unclear to me exactly, but this does talk about having support for the 3D Effects Voodoo 5, Voodoo 3, Voodoo Banshee, as well as the Power VR 3 Cairo 2, and some Cairo cards and such. So I would know better if this was exactly like, yeah, if the logo came up, but it doesn't always do that, so. Give you an idea what real game looks like. I got 1024 by 768. That's a good resolution for this card.
Greet and welcome from EA Sports. Today's exhibition matchup is between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. Both teams seem ready to go, so I'll send this one over to Pat and John.
Shadows look good.
Well, John,
It's
looks
a
like
fun
we're
little
all
lighting
set.
effects.
Yep, both of these teams look ready to go.
Textures don't look creepy at all. Go receive.
Baltimore has won the toss and chooses to receive.
We'll see what both of these teams can do now as they're lined up for the kickoff.
Hey, 0 complaints.
The Ravens start the drive from the 23.
Like everything for
Leslie, what have you
Match
heard?
2002.
I caught up with Coach Billick to get his pregame thoughts, and he said that he expected to see some great plays on the field today. They came ready to play, Pat. We'll see if the coach's prediction
we're
comes
back.
true.
Thanks, Leslie. Gerback, get set. Quick drop. He got the quarterback. Loss
Yeah.
of 7 on the play.
Because freaking guy just blitzed. Let's try it again. The left side did not block.
Steps back. Throws right. Batted away. That was a
Drop
zinger.
coverage.
It had too much pop.
Too much pop.
Back to throw. They got the quarterback. Loss of 9.
You see that? Some left side. Pretty much had a free runner is coming. There he is. I had nothing. I was screwed. Yeah, game looks good. And 2002. Not bad. It's probably one of the most stable Maddens I have on the PC, all things considered. $2,000 would have been cool, except it just crashed. Well, I guess I could try. I could try it again with these settings, but it was crashing hard before. I'd rather try Divine Divinity here. Might perhaps be the last game to try tonight, depending on how it wants to behave. And again, we're going with much more vanilla settings. Also, Hydro Thunder, Voodoo 2. See, I even patched Divine Divinity up to the latest English patch. So, how about them apples? And just look at the configuration. Using Glide, we're at 1024 by 768. Going for smoothness. We're not going to do a test. That's what the Divine Divinity test looks like. And the config tool crashes. Perfect. Time to play. No, that's okay. It'll run.
Hi there. We're bringing birthday cake out for Louise, one of our residents. Everyone's going to see picture of this light to Miss Louise.
Yeah, Divine Infinity. It's not the most stable on Windows 98, at least. If not, I don't know if it's a Windows 98 thing, or if it's a Glide thing, or if it's just indie developed game for the PC thing. These are all factors. It's also a huge install, especially for this era. Like, it's, I think, almost 2 gigs. Like, it's big. It's using multiple CDs and not because there's a bunch of cinematics. And it's still loading. Have no fear. It usually takes a bit to load. Would you like to see some special introductions? I bet you would.
I'm a bad boy, but you have to be to survive on the streets. To live in the gutter, a lad has to learn to cut corners, and on occasion, cut other people's purse strings. These days, the law only serves the rich, so I help myself.
2002. Okay. Okay. So we had some heavy installs in 2002, I suppose.
I am strong, as a man should be. The strength of my body and my skill with weapons are all I will need to defeat the many foes I will doubtless meet in my life. Evil must be cleansed with iron, gripped in a strong hand.
I guess one thing to note is that Divine Divinity installs on Windows 98, a 2002 game, so that's pretty cool.
A strong mind and a grasp of magic are all a man really needs to fight evil. I've seen an aged mage wither a mighty warrior with a simple word and a gesture. Such a mage will I be, using magic to remake the broken land.
We're talking about fantasy in this new world.
They say there are only 2 ways of living for a poor girl on the streets: prostitution or starvation. I took the 3rd way. I steal from the rich and give it all to my poor self. At least in this corrupt world, I'm a hero to myself.
Who says men are stronger than women? I bested the village blacksmith at wrestling when I was 15 and killed my first man in a fair fight less than a year later. The land sickens. It needs a woman's strong hand to restore it.
And finally.
They call me a witch because I'm a woman, and an enchantress because I'm pretty. Damn them! I deserve as much respect as any male wizard. The land is sick, and in using magic to heal it, I'll earn their admiration.
Yes, it's a sunny and happy game, and gender plays a strong role in this world. I found. I'm like, I see.
I am strong, as a man should be. The strength of my body and my skill with weapons are all I will need to defeat the many foes I will doubtless meet in my...
I pressed the check mark at the wrong time. And welcome to Divine Divinity. Runs pretty good. We haven't really got anything yet, but... Go to our equipment. We have our broken knife equipped and our destroyed sandals. So off to a respectable RPG start. Got things you can take, including a straw hat. And now I have a straw hat. Throughout the game, there are a number of notes, books, things like that come up like this. I don't know if there's any notes or anything that come up with like voice acting necessarily. It could be. But there is lore in this, so I definitely get sort of feel similar to that of an Elder Scrolls-like game. Or probably, honestly, a legit computer CRPG where they're going to give you some lore to work with. Take some gold. Spell book. And manuscript. Size of weight on the grid. Good to know.
Ah, my friend. You're awake at last. How are you feeling?
Well, okay. Hold your horses there, Sam. That's not correct. For the modern releases of Divine Divinity on Steam and stuff, that's what comes up. However, when you look at the vanilla releases of Divine Divinity, that is not the case. So let me find an example here. I want to... I don't think it was 400 megahertz, but it was much more modest. Okay, it is 450 megahertz here. So you gotta kind of ignore the various listings out there. This is more of what you'd really be expecting in terms of requirements for this game. Very modest requirements. Yeah. I only know this because I went around looking it up because I was like, what the heck?
My name is Joram. I'm one of the healers here. As to how you got here, well, it's an odd tale. 3 days ago, while I was searching for some herbs on the edge of the forest, a small white cat drew my attention. I mean, it actually seemed to want me to go with it. I followed it cautiously and literally stumbled over your unconscious body. I immediately brought you back here. It was lucky for you that cat was watching out for your interests. A little longer, and you'd have been food for the kites. You're welcome. And don't be glum, whatever your problems are. If I hadn't found you when I did, with the help of good fortune and a cat, you'd be stone dead by now. We healers have a saying, as long as you've breath, you've reason to be happy. You're in my house in Alaroth, a small community of healers.
It's fortunate.
In normal times, this place would be bustling with activity, but things are being rather quiet due to the recent troubles.
What are these troubles
you mean apart from the orc bandits infesting the woods, and the fact that we've lost contact with the source? Well, Our leader, Mardanius by name, seems to have gone... How should I put it? Well, he seems to have gone as crazy as a loon.
He's crazy?
Yes. That's the only way to put it. He's constantly raving about dark chambers and evil spirits, and he thinks everybody is a servant of the dark powers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's been possessed by a demon. Of course, that can't be true. Nobody has gone to have possession in centuries.
Also keep in mind, so there are digital releases of this on Call of Steam. I have a Steam copy because it's like 50 cents. I tried dragging and dropping it onto Windows 98 to run, but the executable is a Windows NT executable, so that's a no-go. It'd be possible to bring over the contents of the files onto an installed Windows 98 like I did here, but like the install I did here off the CDs. The benefit would be that it would possibly not run without a CD. Downside is I guess there's some bugs with some audio or movies where you don't run off of a CD even with the modern releases. So that's kind of where Divine Divinity sits in that regard. So if I had a preference, if I was going to play on this machine, I'd probably get one of the retail CD releases and roll with that, rather than trying to augment and install like that with the digital releases.
I don't follow you. What? Good gods. You want to kill Mardanius? Follow the street outside my house, a little bit to the south, and then go west. His house is next to the old well.
Take care.
Before you go, I couldn't carry your belongings with me when I brought you here. Feel free to take anything you find necessary from my house. We healers believe in sharing what we have with the needy. Oh, you're very welcome. You can always repay me later if you feel in my debt. Perhaps you should pay George a visit. He has a small shop and could provide you with some basic gear for a reasonable price. But I'm sure an adventurer like yourself will find ways of making enough money, even here in poor Alaroth. He lives in the southeast of the village, near the gate.
Interesting. So Jeroram, he seems to accrue debts from people from time to time. Intriguing.
Mardanius, my poor old friend. What are you doing outside?
What? Who? Oh, it's you, Landon. I was... Ah, he will come.
I don't know. I haven't tried Beyond
He's
Divinity.
upon us.
Shaloi, you're raving, Mardanius. You must take more rest. Come, let me take you home.
But Nemesis is near. We must be vigilant. We must be pure. We must behave. Oh, what did you say, Lanilo? Rest? Oh, yes, I could try.
What's Beyond Divinity have for system
If only the
requirements?
voice in my head would be silent.
That might work. So here's where Beyond Divinity's requirements are. Yeah, so I mean with the CPU upgrade, maybe. Are you just like following me? I think it's one of those things, you just gotta try it, man. He's founded by times with some crowds. Understood.
Beware, dangerous dwarf to the north. Signed, Lanelore.
Yeah, I mean, like, given the requirements of this game, this run's fine. This run's fine and good. Don't know what that did. I discovered something cool. A secret passage? Interesting. $79 damage compared to 412. Use the broken knife right now, actually. I might be like, oh, how's combat working this? This off. Sounds like a very friendly dungeon. So before talking to anyone, let's just jump into a dungeon. Let's just get crazy and wild. Oh yeah, right click is a special move, that's right. Hey, mushrooms. It's a kitty. See you later, kitty cat. Now I got a kitty cat friend. It's Attack of the Rabbit. Fantastic. You know, Divine Divinity? Fantastic. Well done.
You can't do that. I need the stuff right now. Look how my hands are shaking.
You didn't pay me for the last delivery, old man. From now on, it's gold on the barrelhead before you get your herbs. Understood?
Please, I'll pay you as soon as I get the money myself. I haven't had many customers because of the damned orc raiders in the woods, but I'll sell something soon, I promise.
George, don't waste my time. If you don't have the gold to pay me, you don't get your herbs. End of story.
Look, perhaps I'll tell my colleagues about your little secret, huh? You wouldn't like that now, would you? Please, just a little bunch on credit, I'm begging you.
Look at you, George. You're pathetic.
Send for me if you get my money before the cold shakes get you.
He's addicted to herbs. Nice hat. Hey, George. Well, the creepy book's gotta stay there as a warning for folks, remember? Alright, so if we do diary, map, trophies, conversations, personal traits, quests, jump to marker, all good things. Save. We have saved. Now see if we can actually quit. This is the area that comes up. And as far as I can tell, I can't just... I don't own Beyond Divinity. So I think what's happening here is I have my second monitor active here, and I think Divine Divinity may not like that because there's a bunch of windows opened up over there. I can send you a picture of what this looks like. No, when I'm looking up like those requirements for the games, I'm just looking off of eBay listings usually. Let's see if I can get away with doing like a restart. Go ahead and end that task. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So we gotta do a hard reset. Yeah, that's more or less the Divine Divinity on this system experience. So yeah, we can check out some other stuff another time, or maybe when I get stuff running with the demos. I've seen folks run some of the early 3DFX demos off of the Voodoo 5. I think there's some additional software that's being installed to help with compatibility with those. But yeah, all that. But I'm going to call it here for now. There's certainly all kinds of other games that can be tried on here. And tweaking, always tweaking, would be available. So yeah, with that, thanks for watching this little mess around stream. Have a good night, and talk to you later.